I grew up on a farm in Ring, so animals and wildlife, they were all part of our growing up. No supermarkets. Everything was grown or reared or harvested locally. And it was shared amongst neighbours as well. That's how we lived. And everything was done in the home, all the baking, the cooking, all of the butchering and all of that. That to me is real sustainability. I love to walk the countryside, and the countryside has changed so much. The erosion of habitats and the difficulty wildlife have in surviving now, that is a real concern. The cliff head in Ardmore is one of the most amazing walks you'll ever go on. It's different every day, depending on the tide, the wind. If you're looking down at unusual seabirds and you're looking down maybe seals, maybe otters. Sometimes you see dolphins, sometimes you see whales out there. It's absolutely an amazing walk. A few years ago, a couple of us, we walked the place, and during our walk we had a discussion about the spread of the common gorse and the threat that it was to what the wildflowers that were there. The area was completely wild. That discussion led to us getting something to graze the area, and we decided on goats and as the best option. So we found that there was a herd of goats for rent in West Cork. So that's how we brought the goats to Ardmore. Why goats? The main reason is that they'll eat everything, particularly when we're trying to control gorse. So he brought them there in early summer, so the gorse was in flower, so they eat the flower before it went to seed. It was fascinating to see them eating the thorny gorse, quite comfortably chewing the thorns. They seem to enjoy it, so it doesn't, whatever way their palate is made up, they're able to manage the thorns of the gorse. And then on top of that then, they trample everything. They're walking all over the place. So that's damaging the gorse as well. The public took the goats to heart. They were totally friendly. Long horns and stuff like that, and there were no threat to anybody. They'd come and talk to the people when they were coming around. They're lovely little animals, yeah. It was extraordinary to see this spring the gaps in the gorse. Where we had tried to walk a few years ago, you're able to walk it around quite easily now. So there was gaps there. And evidence of wildflowers, seeds starting to grow where the gaps were. But the footfall soared while the goats were out there. They created huge interest. There's great modern enthusiasm about biodiversity and wildflowers and that. I think that's good. And it's good for our own mental health to be involved in that kind of stuff as well. Be aware of our nature, our surroundings, and what else is living in the environment.